All right, everybody, back again, back again. So today I want to touch on a couple of things with the NBA today. So, far as Kyrie Irving, because I want to dive right into this. I did not know that Kyrie is potentially his last year in this deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Next year he has a player option. Now, as you all know, he is coming back from a torn Achilles. And I don't remember if he played yet or any last season, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he did. But it will be interesting to see what they do with Kyrie moving forward because Dallas Mavericks just made another trade. They made a trade to pick up, I don't know how to say this young man's name correctly, so I do not want to pronounce it wrong. So I ain't going to look this up. I do not want to pronounce his name wrong at all. Because he was a number one overall pick last season. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. I know is it Zachary? They traded for him from the Hawks. Zachary averaged, I believe, around 10 points, maybe a few rebounds, few assists last season. So he struggled a bit, but again, Atlanta for years kind of been in this rebuilding stage, and they never really found everything to piece around Trae Young, so they eventually traded him. Now they're trading. They actually did get Lou Dort from OKC in this trade, trade, which is interesting. But they traded him to Dallas, so he is going to be on Dallas roster. But I think Dallas honestly is going back into rebuilding. Of course, because they did trade Luka Doncic last year. Because it looked like they was trying to piece together a win-now team. You know, they had AD, they got Kyrie still, and they had Luka. It looked like they were just trying to figure it out after not winning, few years back. But it didn't work out, so they're definitely going back into rebuild. So I'm assuming instead of letting Kyrie just fall off the books, I believe they're going to trade him somewhere who is in a win now situation that can use a point guard, especially elite point guard like Kyrie, coming off an expiring deal next year. Well, he has a player option. So I think Kyrie's going to get traded within the next couple weeks to a month or by deadline. Now, some rumors that is swirling just a tiny bit, but not too much, is him potentially getting traded back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. As you all know, going back, 8-9 years ago, Kyrie demanded a trade off of the Cleveland Cavaliers for unknown reasons. I don't get into the reasons why he did it because sometimes we honestly don't know all of the reasons because media is not always honest. You know, some people say he wanted his own team, but I wasn't buying it because he got traded to Boston. And Boston at the time had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, so it was not going to be his own team. So, and then later on after that, he did end up teaming up with Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant and James Harden. So I don't think he wanted his own team. I believe there was some internal issues going on with him and the organization, maybe more players involved, but we'll never know until he fully tell that story. But to be honest, if he ended up getting traded back to Cleveland, I don't believe that story would ever really come out. Why he officially really wanted to trade off the Cavs back 8-9 years ago. But as of a day ago, hearing some rumors from School B. Don't know if this guy is actually a reliable source. I've been seeing a lot of news for our sports from this guy. So I don't really know if he's legit, but it's a little out there about a potential Kyrie trade back to Cleveland. So he's saying that Kyrie wouldn't rule out a return to Cleveland. I believe there is some truth to this. And here's why. When Kyrie asked for that trade years ago, he was like really upset. He was in the media acting wild, mocking LeBron and hanging out with the Warriors while he was mocking LeBron James with that video he was doing back years ago. I don't know if you guys remember. He seemed really upset, and for years he wouldn't really come back to Cleveland and play. So I believe he definitely felt some type of way of something that was going on internally within the organization to the point where he just did not care. I do believe, years later after growing and maturing, that he definitely want to come back. Kyrie loved this city. He was in this city like he was just a regular, normal guy. Like he would go across the street and get food from one of the little corner store spots. That's maybe a couple blocks from the arena, right across from the casino. He had a real fan base here. And he still does. Don't get me wrong. Cleveland fans were big Kyrie fans. Without him, we would not have won that championship. But how crazy would it be if the Cavs can get Kyrie back with LeBron James as well? This is the reason why I strongly believe that LeBron is really taking his time, because there's multiple different pieces that have to be moved, because the Cavs are still technically, if I'm not mistaken, in the second apron, but we're just not too far from getting out of it. So that's why we're looking to move potentially Max Strus. I'm not sure if we're going to move him, but Dennis Schroeder. We might move Sam Merrill. Who knows? I believe Sam Merrill could get moved if they could find a way to bring in Kyrie Irving, bring LeBron. I believe LeBron signed a vet minimum. I don't believe he signed a 15 mil wherever he's going, because two of the teams that's in the mix between Cavs and Miami Heat, they still have a lot of spots to fill. So I'm not buying that he's going to sign a 15 mil contract. I believe it'll be a vet minimum. And for him to sign a vet minimum, you better have all those pieces around him that you can make sure he wins, almost guarantee that he can win. And I believe bringing back Kyrie is one of them. I believe LeBron and Kyrie want to make amends, put everything else to bed, and go back and win again for the city. To me, it will be super dope. I do believe James Harden definitely is going to be back, but he might be back on a little cheaper deal. Like somebody saying in the 20s range. It might be 20. It might be just a 2-year deal, 20 to 25 mil per season. And I believe he is going to come off the bench. So I do believe Jared Allen's going to get moved as well. Because the rumor is, well, not even a rumor, they're looking to move Daniel Gafford from Dallas after they made the trade the other day. Oh, Lord. Look this up real quick. Yeah, you spell his name. Yeah. PJ Washington might be getting traded too, in my opinion. I believe if they're already setting up to try to trade Gopher, I believe PJ Washington's out the door, and I believe Kyrie's out the door. Now, Kuminga is everything with him is interesting. I believe he might end up in Dallas. That's where I believe he's going to end up going. Once they're done making all these trades and clearing some cap, I believe he's going to end up getting going there. He's linked to the Lakers and Cavs as well, but I think Kuminga is more of a backup plan if we don't get LeBron James. But I believe he's going to end up in Dallas. So only time will tell. Everyone's still on LeBron watch as of right now. We're hearing so many different reports, so many pauses. He's going there, he's not going there, this person involved. It's a lot going on around it, to the point where I just look here and there in the media what's going on with it, but I haven't been engaging too much in the conversation, because at this point, I believe whatever team he wants to go to, he wants to secure more players, even bench players as well, because I feel too often in the NBA, they rely so heavily on starting lineups, and you don't have a decent couple guys to come off the bench to help. That becomes a problem for some teams in the playoffs. So this is LeBron James, 41 years old. James, like, say if he's coming to Cleveland, James Harden is about 37. These guys are older. They don't want to carry the weight no more. Not to say they don't want to do anything, because they're still going to do something. And James, they're definitely still going to do more than enough, or like fit wherever they're going to fit. But they don't want to be the main go-to guy. They don't even want to be second options no more. I think LeBron just want to come in and pass. And that's why I rule out teams like Miami. Like, don't get me wrong, you could pass, you get you some easy layups and dunks with Bam and Giannis, but where's the real three-point shooting? You got a couple guys shoot threes, but you're not going to turn Andrew Wiggins into no three-point corner shooter like you did with Kevin Love and Chris Bosh, and that's not happening. I believe he's going somewhere where he could get every piece of the pie. So you keep Evan Mobley. You get someone who is a beast down low, athletic as well, and can shoot threes. You got your Donovan Mitchell. He gets you scoring in the paint, shooting mid-range and three-pointer, and athletic as well. Kyrie, he going to get you every skill except for dunking on that court when it comes to scoring. Every skill, including shot creation. James Harden coming off the bench. You got you a good scorer coming off the bench. Somebody who will pass as well, get the bench going. I believe that wherever LeBron's going, he's looking for every piece of the pie. So that way he cannot lose. And I do not believe this is his last season. I believe he's going to keep playing for another 1, maybe 2 seasons after this one. I don't think he's about to retire. After this season, I don't believe this is the farewell tour. I believe it's another tour to add more to his legacy. That's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. As far as Anthony Davis, they're talking about Anthony Davis and the Wizards are talking about potentially a contract extension starting next month on the 6th. Hearing that there's no rush. They're saying Stephen Curry also is going to talk with the Warriors about extension next month as well. Of course, he's going to sign back. I believe he's signing back. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows at this point? Because Warriors may not be in play for LeBron at all. That's what I'm guessing. So that is that on the current NBA news. Definitely will do some more reporting as more things come out. And Victor have gotten 2K27 cover athlete. That's dope. I believe it's fitting. Even though he didn't win, this guy had a phenomenal season. Everybody's really watching because of him. They wanted to watch this guy. He's that good. So Victor is definitely deserving of that 2K cover. Definitely deserving that 2K cover. All right, we'll be back again with more news, everyone.